Yeah, so we have over 80 group homes in our study, and we're still teasing apart the characteristics. But what I can say is that the term that's been used here today, the family-like care, seems to be what results in the best outcomes for kids. So, having a caregiver who's long-term, the women who live there, it's not necessarily, and what's I think hard for perhaps some of the NGOs here, it seems that the homes that are built up out of the community, that are really of the community and not by the government, and where the kids go to school at the local school, so they're not receiving foreign funding, they're not receiving a lot of fund, that those kids seem to be doing pretty well. And it does seem, from what we see, that the government, I can say the government-run institutions in general, the kids seem to be amongst the worst off. And we can go back to the shift care, all the things that have been talked about today, where those things happen. They don't happen in the smaller places, at least as much.
One way to approach that is you could toss out the window, if it's an institution or a family, and just make a continuum of quality of care, and that could account for a lot of the findings.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Yes. See, we agree on lots of things.
And they're doing the session together, so.
The only thing I'd have to say is that the first question touched on foster care, your question touches on extended family care. And I think that this was raised in Dr. Whetten's comments as well. That is, there's a range of environments in which kids who have experienced early adversity can be placed. I think we need to take a close look at those, but one of the key variables will be the age at which the child is placed in those environments, as much as what that environment looks like. And the second will be where they're coming from. So we have a background of some type of adversity. How they do in one environment versus another will depend on how awful that background is and how old they were when they got removed from that. So as we think about policy recommendations, we need to keep those two variables in mind.